If you are reading these words right now, it is not by accident. Life has led you here for a reason. Somewhere deep within your soul, you have been searching for meaning, for direction, for a sign that you are not forgotten. And today, this is that sign. God whispers into the quiet spaces of your heart. I have chosen you. I have called you. This moment is for you. Every journey begins with a single step, but not every step is ordinary. Some steps are divine. Some moments are woven by the hand of God Himself, meant to awaken you to your true purpose. And in this moment, you are invited to look beyond the noise of the world, beyond the distractions, and listen to what heaven is declaring over your life. You may have felt lost, broken, or even invisible. But let this truth anchor your heart. God sees you. He has always seen you, and He has been preparing a path, even when you couldn't see it. This is the beginning of your journey of gratitude, transformation, and unshakable faith. The awakening begins when you realize that gratitude is not just a reaction to good things, but a spiritual force that transforms your entire reality. Gratitude shifts the atmosphere. It takes what is ordinary and reveals the extraordinary hidden within it. It turns pain into purpose, struggles into strength, and waiting into preparation. Every morning you open your eyes is proof that God's mercy is alive. The breath in your lungs is not just biology, it is testimony. Gratitude is not just saying thank you. It is choosing to see God's fingerprints in everything: the sunrise, the laughter of a child, the simple gift of another chance. Gratitude is learning to marvel at the little things that most people overlook. It is finding wonder in the ordinary, joy in the simple, and hope in what others call impossible. When your heart awakens to gratitude, your perspective changes. What once felt like failure becomes a lesson. What once felt like loss becomes the soil for new beginnings. Gratitude is the lens through which you finally see the truth. You are not abandoned, you are being prepared. It gives you new eyes to see beyond the moment, to see the bigger picture, and to trust the invisible hand of God even when life feels unclear. But every journey of the Spirit must pass through the wilderness. It is the place where comfort is stripped away, where certainty is tested, and where faith is refined. The wilderness feels lonely, but it is never empty. God walks with you there, even when silence is all you hear. In fact, it is in the silence that His presence is often the strongest. The wilderness is not punishment, it is preparation. It is not meant to destroy you, but to build within you a strength you never knew you had. The wilderness teaches you dependence. It is where you discover that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. In the wilderness, your strength is tested, but so is your devotion. Will you give up when it feels barren, or will you hold on to the promise that there is living water ahead? It is in this season that your faith is stretched beyond feelings, where you learn to trust God not for what you see, but for who He is. Gratitude in the wilderness is not natural. It is supernatural. To say thank you when there is nothing in your hands but stillness in your soul, that is faith. To believe that tomorrow will bloom though today looks dry, that is trust. And in the wilderness, trust is forged into an unshakable bond with the Creator. The wilderness becomes holy ground, a sacred classroom where your character is refined, your vision is clarified, and your heart is aligned with eternity. The wilderness leads to revelation. This is the moment where God peels back the veil and shows you the purpose of the waiting, the lessons behind the struggle, and the blessings hidden in what you thought were curses. Revelation is not just information, it is transformation. It is the light that changes how you see everything. God begins to show you who you really are: His child, chosen, equipped, and destined. He reveals that the battles you fought were not to destroy you, but to build you. He reveals that every closed door was divine protection, every delay was preparation, and every heartbreak was a redirection towards something greater. Revelation teaches you that nothing was wasted, not the tears, not the pain, not the nights you felt alone. Everything was a thread in the masterpiece He is weaving in your life. Revelation fills your heart with gratitude, not only for what God gave you, but for what He withheld, because sometimes His no was the greatest gift of all. In this light, gratitude becomes deeper, richer, and more powerful. It is no longer about thanking God for what you can see, but about trusting Him for what you cannot yet see. Revelation transforms your gratitude from a temporary response to an eternal posture of the heart. Breakthrough is the moment when everything shifts. It is the point where the prayers you whispered in the dark begin to take form in the light. It is the fulfillment of promises, the healing of wounds, the restoration of what was broken. Breakthrough is the dawn after the longest night, the answer after years of silence, the miracle after countless prayers. Breakthrough often comes suddenly, but it is built on years of unseen faithfulness. It is the harvest of seeds planted with tears, watered with prayer, and nurtured with perseverance. Gratitude at this stage becomes overwhelming because you finally see the hand of God moving in undeniable ways. What you once hoped for becomes reality. What you once once thought impossible becomes your testimony. But the greatest breakthrough is not material, it is spiritual. It is when your heart no longer depends on circumstances to be at peace. It is when your faith is unshaken by storms because you know the one who commands the winds. It is when you live in the daily awareness that God is with you, and that alone is enough. True breakthrough is not when everything around you changes, but when everything within you does. Transformation is not just about change, it is about becoming who you were always meant to be. It is the unfolding of God's original design for your life. Transformation is the culmination of gratitude, wilderness, revelation, and breakthrough all working together to shape a new creation within you. When transformation takes root, gratitude is no longer a discipline, but a natural state of being. You wake up thankful, you walk thankful, you rest thankful. Every breath becomes an offering. Your life itself becomes a testimony. Transformation does not remove challenges, but it changes you in such a way that challenges no longer defeat you. They define you. They become stepping stones instead of stumbling blocks, platforms instead of prisons. You begin to live with courage, knowing that God has already gone before you. You carry peace even when storms rage. You radiate light even in the darkest places. Transformation makes you a vessel, a living witness of God's goodness in a world desperate for hope. Your presence becomes healing. Your words carry weight. Your life becomes an invitation for others to believe again, to hope again, to trust again. And this is the ultimate truth of your journey. You were never abandoned. You were always being shaped. Gratitude has carved strength into your soul. The wilderness has forged resilience. Revelation has opened your eyes. Breakthrough has confirmed your faith. And transformation has sealed your destiny. You were created for such a time as this. Now, as you step forward, your life is not just your own. It is a light for others. A testimony that no matter how lost someone may feel, God is always working, always calling, always transforming. Your scars become stories. Your pain becomes purpose. Your journey becomes a map for someone else who is still in the dark. And in this truth, you will forever remain unshakable. For the one who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. The same God who carried you through the wilderness will carry you into promise. The same God who gave you revelation will give you vision. The same God who brought breakthrough will bring abundance. And the same God who is transforming you will use you to transform the world. So lift your head, open your heart, take the next step with courage, for your whole life has led to this moment, and this moment is only the beginning.